Hi guys, welcome back to Crash Test Mummy. If you didn't see my last one, I will link it below. Today we are going to be testing out fake tan. This is the Vita Liberata 2 to 3 week tan. I am a tan novice. I was going to say I'm a tan virgin, that's not true. I did go through a phase in my younger years of being quite into fake tan, but I never really mastered it.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive.
I did buy this last summer and I only used it once. So, since, in theory, summer is coming, although it's very, very cold right now. In fact, this weekend as I film this, we are scheduled for more snow. I thought I would give this a go. It is supposed to last 2 to 3 weeks, but there are directions included in that. It is also a lotion, and I used to use mousse all the time because I liked the idea that it dried straight away. However, I have another secret product or thing that I'm going to be showing you that's going to help me with the whole doesn't dry straight away thing. I also have white bedding, that's a concern, and I hate the smell of fake tan. So, yeah. Keep watching if you want to see how I fare trying to use this. This video feels very old school. I used to do stuff like this all the time. So it says that your skin should be dry and clean and exfoliated, not lotioned. I have exfoliated and I moisturised like last night, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a dry brush over my elbows, my knees, anywhere that usually fake tan would gather, and hopefully that will help when it comes to developing, and I won't get like orange elbows because I do remember that being a thing. Maybe my knuckles. Use a tan mitt or large bronzing brush. Okay, I have a tan mitt. I don't know where this came from, but it's velvety in feel. This is so dark, okay. I'm already scared. Oh, it's that familiar fake tan smell. Everybody says that fake tan smells like biscuits, and maybe a little bit once it's actually developed. But it smells like vinegar to me, like so much like vinegar. I should have taken off my necklace. This is where I leave you, so it's not an explicit video.
I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you, I'm so alone. I met you in the
Okay, I'm pretty much done. That was a lot. Probably took me 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Not that bad, if it lasts. Not something I'm prepared to do every week, since now I feel like I should probably stand like this for 10 minutes before I get dressed. This is not a onesie, it's a bronzy. Okay, this I am very into. I have actually worn this as like a loungewear around the house thing already, and it's super, super comfortable. I actually slept in it when it was super cold. The idea is that you wear it after you've fake tanned and you don't get the fake tan everywhere and you don't ruin your other clothes. So it's black, number one. You can get different colours. I have it in the medium large, which I'm definitely happy I got because you can get the smaller size, but I like that it's big because right now I can wear it when I've just fake tanned. I can wear it and it's very, very loose. But I can give it a little bit more shape when I'm deciding to leave the house, which I'm going to do wearing this later. The inside is kind of velvety and soft. It's really, really nice inside. And in theory, it will help me get no streaks and basically just not ruin any furniture or clothes. So I'm kind of enjoying it. It is expensive. I think when I checked online, it was about £60 and this was sent to me to review. I think that if you are a die-hard fake tanner, that's probably not that much. I mean, the fake tan that I just showed you was probably half that price. If you're prepared to spend money on expensive fake tan, you're probably prepared to spend money on something that's going to help you in that process. For a fair weather tanner like me, maybe not, but I have found it really comfortable as loungewear. Also, I feel a little bit hip-hop J-Lo-esque in this whole thing because there's just something about it that reminds me of kind of Jenny from the Block circa 2002. I think it's these. Something about this and these and like the whole baggy pants thing. I thought I would check in before school run. This looks a bit crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about the face. I'm gonna have to just like put a face wipe over this before I go. Everything else is covered up in my jumpsuit-y type thing that I'm gonna wear. When I reapply, I may have to do something about the hands, because clearly where I've gone with the pad, that has worked, but then I've tried to do a little bit over the fingers and no. Possibly I've washed my hands after having to do the thing with my face and then just lost all tan from them. So I think I'm gonna have to do something with the brush. Since I'm leaving the house, I thought I would show you how this works. So it's got these little toggles and you can cinch them to give you a waist. So obviously when I was still sticky, I didn't want to do that because I didn't want any kind of lines to develop anywhere. But because I'm not sticky anymore, I'm going to cinch it and give me a little bit more shape and make it feel a little bit more like actual clothes that you can leave the house in. This part's not that bad. I don't know. When I wore this, it was in a clip of a vlog and several people asked me where my top was from. It's just, you know, it's not just a top. It's like something from an early 2000s music video. Welcome to my car. So, I am thinking I may not layer this up this evening, like straight away, because I've got somewhere to be tomorrow and I don't want to look like I've been tangoed. This whole situation's going to need to be fixed though. Watch this space and I'll let you know what I do about that. I just put on my second layer. It's been 48 hours between the two. And I just wanted to kind of check in with a couple of thoughts. Number one, it took me a lot less time. I mean, number one, I wasn't filming it. But it took me a lot less time. It was about 15 minutes for a full body application this time around. I was a little bit less careful in the areas around my knees, elbows, feet and all that stuff. So we'll see how that turns out. But I think that leaving it on for 4 hours was perfect for me. I got just the right amount of colour. Maybe we'll build on that a little bit this time. But I mostly did the second application because I wanted to do what it told me to do on the bottle because we want to see whether or not this can last as long as it says it can. So I think for me, for the colouring that I am, one application was perfect, especially for winter. It is literally snowing right now. But in the summertime, maybe the two, we'll see. So that was number one. Number two, the smell of the product. Initially I was like, oh, this is why I don't like fake tan. I hate the smell of fake tan. However, the smell of the product really isn't that bad. I found that after the first showering, I was like, I can still smell it. After the second time, nothing at all. So it wasn't really an issue, and that's really something that really bothers me normally. Also, I slept without my full pajamas on last night, and I found no marks within the bed at all. So again, that's something that bothers me because I have white bedding. These are things that put me off fake tanning, and they have all been pretty much dispelled so far by using this product. So after this, providing I'm not super tangoed, I may be a convert, but we'll see how long it lasts because I really want to see the full 3 weeks and how it wears, because, you know, a 2 to 3 week tan is a big claim. It's been a week and a half and I would say it's fading now. I don't think that it's going to last 3 weeks. You can also see kind of where it's faded most of all, which is actually pretty good because it gives me an indication of where the tan still is, because this is where my watch has worn the tan away. But what I'm going to do today is just slightly top up my hands and my face, because obviously they're the things that get really washed on a regular basis. I'm like scrubbing my arms every day, especially when I've got fake tan on, but I do wash my face a little bit more thoroughly, and obviously my hands are getting washed all the time. So I've lost my tan from those areas most. So I'm going to try and top that up and see whether or not I can get it to match for the remainder of the wear time. So I'm just mixing in the smallest amount of tan with a decent amount of moisturiser, and I'm going to use this on my face and my hands. That looks like more tan than I intended. I didn't really kind of consider doing this on my hands as well as my face. When I first did it, I kind of thought, oh, well, you know, my hands won't be that bad. But I think that this is probably the way to go if you want the blend to be super natural looking. The problem I then have, of course, is that I have got a little bit of the orangey residue on my fingertips, which is a bit of a problem because I can't wash my hands to get that off because I'm trying to put it onto my hands. So we'll see how this goes. In this light, I feel like I just look like a floating head. I should have chosen a different outfit to wear, especially because the rest of it's been all skin. But I'm filming this clip just before I go out for the day, and it's quite early and it's cold outside. It's not summer yet, guys, even though this video would lead you to believe that we are actually getting into summer. So, in the last clip, I think I showed you the moisturising
mix. Would recommend, if you are trying to maintain the extremities, the areas that get exfoliated on a regular basis, and keep kind of your tan, then I would recommend doing that, because I didn't have to overlap anything and have to get the gloves and all that stuff out to do that. Really, you can do that quickly in the bathroom. Overall, I am really, really impressed by this. I know that I did use it last year, and I know that I liked it, but the whole process for me was such a time-consuming kind of bit of a ball ache. I didn't want to do it again. It wasn't something that made me think, oh, I'll definitely do that throughout the summer. No, there's just something about it that put me off. And I think it's because I don't really do this very often. It is a bit of a pain. I do have to slip the glove onto my long-handled brush to get my back. There are annoyances with fake tanning at home. However, number one, it's not summer yet. If you want some colour, this is pretty much your only option. Would not recommend tanning beds. I definitely went through that phase when I was a kid, and as an adult I have developed so many moles. I am very, very scared of sun now. So I wear High Factor, and I would highly recommend that you try and fake it if you can, and this is a really, really great one. One thing that I did notice about it was that my skin was incredibly dry after using it. I would say that I had to moisturise considerably more often than I usually do. I'm very lax. I'm not a daily moisturiser kind of person. So with that in mind, if you are, probably won't even see the difference. But you may need to add in another step of maintenance. And especially because when your skin gets dry, it kind of like, I feel like you lose it. It flakes, it exfoliates itself a little bit more often, especially if you're a bit itchy and you're actually going to scratch. And so the more moisturised you are, the longer your colour will last. I'm trying to think whether or not anything else kind of came up throughout the 3 weeks. Pretty much no. It did, I would say, last for a good 2 weeks. By the 3rd week it was gone completely. Didn't wear away unevenly at all. The only place that I ever saw the tan really was on my watches, because, I don't know, it seemed to gather there, but there was no other area on my entire body where I felt like, oh, that's a patch of fake tan. I didn't have to exfoliate to make it disappear or anything. It just wore away evenly, which was amazing. So I would recommend it. It was not that difficult. I could do that again easily. It's hard to tell, but I'm going to say I could probably get at least 3 applications from this bottle, just from the weight of how much is left in here. In fact, no, I did 2 applications, so maybe I would get like 4 or 5, because I've already done, yeah, okay, I did 2 this time around. I would say I would do 1 application in future, because I think that's enough for me. And let's say that lasted me a week and a half. That would be absolutely fine. I'm not someone that's going to be doing this every single week to stay the same colour all the time. But if you are, I think you could probably top this up every week and just continue for the rest of your life, and it would look pretty natural. Fake tan version over here. Whether or not you should listen to me at all is up for debate. But if anybody wants to chime in the comments and give their own personal opinions of this product, that would be great, or any recommendations for things that you love, let me know. But I really enjoyed that product, and hopefully this has been useful for those of you who are maybe considering it, or maybe just were wondering about fake tan in general. There are way cheaper options, but I think that was the most natural tan that I've possibly ever had from a bottle, and it really wasn't difficult at all. It lasted a long time.